nice for our first kind of collective gathering in person, so this is a lovely way for us all to celebrate both the end of the semester and also kind of what seems to be a return to something like normal, maybe. So we're so grateful. Thanks so much for coming today. And I want to also give a welcome hello to our colleagues who couldn't be here today but are watching and joining on the live stream. So, welcome, and Sister Marian Bailey will offer the opening prayer.
Let us pray. Good and gracious God, we thank you for this wonderful time of celebration. This is the day you have given us to rejoice in those who have made the College of Mount St. Vincent the special place that it is. Bless especially those celebrating milestone anniversaries. Their fidelity and dedication inspire us all. Bless all of us for the various ways we live the mission at the college. We thank you for giving us creativity and perseverance, which have enabled us to find new ways of doing the ordinary during this extraordinary time. Continue, O God, to bless the work of our hands, our minds, our hearts, as we do the work you have laid before us in this our time. Amen.
Good morning, good morning. So for those of you who haven't figured this out about me yet, I tend to do a little bit of social media, so you're going to indulge me just for a moment. I need to document this, us coming together. You can find it on Instagram later today. Thank you all for being here. Good morning, colleagues and friends, and congratulations on completing the spring semester. Congratulations on completing this academic year. Although I've only been with you for half of this academic year, I know that this community has come together in meaningful and significant ways to provide the best experience possible during a pandemic for our students and each other. I'm going to ask you to do something that I asked our students to do at a recent Student Leadership Awards banquet. I want you to turn to your colleagues and your neighbors and say congratulations. Congratulations are in order for each of you, because even if you don't feel like this past year was representative of the best version of yourself or the work that you do, it again was important work and meaningfully impacted our community. The second thing that I'd like you to do, that I asked the students to do as well, is turn to your neighbors and say thank you. These thank yous are very important. We want to thank our friends and our colleagues for who they are, for what they've done, and for how they've done it in this past year. I add my congratulations and thank you to you individually and collectively. As I've said to many of you, you may not feel like your work is seen, but it is. You may not feel like your work is valued, but it most certainly is valued. And on the days that it doesn't feel important, know that it is significant for our students and for this community. Before we do our official recognitions of our colleagues who are celebrating milestones in their years of service during the 2020 and 2021 year, I want to take some time to share with you the findings from my listening tour that I did this spring semester with trustees, faculty, staff, administration, and students. It was such a gift, really, and I said that to, I think, every group. It was such a gift to have that time with people, to hear from you directly what you hoped for the future of the College of Mount St. Vincent. During the process of these listening sessions, I was able to build upon what I had learned over the 8 months that led me to this place, this very special place, and gives me insight into the work that I've already done for the Mount, the work that I will do, and the work that we will do together in the future for the years to come. During the listening tour, I asked 5 questions, or some variation of those questions, and if you, again, haven't figured this out about me yet. I'm a bit of a researcher. That's my background and training. So I took copious notes, pages and pages and pages of notes, and I did some analyses to look for some trends or themes for information to share with you today, because I think it's important for you to hear the wonderful things that I heard as well. I told those attending that I would close the loop of my learning with the community by the end of this academic year, and what better way and timing to close the loop than being here together today to celebrate our colleagues and our friends. Although we could take hours together, you've got your afternoon free, right? Yeah, sure. I promise I'll be brief-ish with my findings. The first question I asked was, what are your hopes, aspirations for the future of College of Mount St. Vincent? And in my analysis of these responses, what emerged most consistently, in fact, 42% of all responses had some reference to our students. Now that probably won't surprise you. Students are so central to who we are, what we do, and how we operate. But what does that mean? What does that mean in context of hopes and aspirations for the College of Mount St. Vincent's future? It means things like people saying, let's keep the students at the center of our work and continue to support them holistically, recognizing that that takes a lot of time, energy, resources, and it's worth it. Let's help our students accomplish goals, find successes in and out of the classroom, and in the future beyond the Mount as well. Let's offer students an enriched learning experience, giving them opportunities that they wouldn't necessarily have otherwise. Let's continue to support excellent advising, mentoring, internships, research, field trips, study abroad, and so forth. Those high-impact practices that we know make this education even richer. Provide them transformational learning experiences that the students deserve and that the Mount is known for. And people want students to continue to be proud of what they've accomplished and the education that they've earned from the College of Mount St. Vincent. Beyond talking about our students as our kind of hope for the future, many people express wanting the Mount to grow in terms of size and quality of the student body in the future. However, there was a clear acknowledgement that growth must be accompanied in investment in ourselves so that we can continue to support students, mission, and values. Many of us want to continue to focus on supporting and engaging our alums. We're already doing fantastic work in that area, and people want us to do more. I've had the opportunity to meet many of our alums via Zoom. I think we did 8, if I count correctly, presidential meet and greet Zoom sessions. I got to meet 60 to 70 of our alumni over the past semester, and they care deeply about this place. I also attended some brown bag bingo, and I hear that's very important to the culture of College of Mount St. Vincent. Some wine tasting, beer tasting virtual as well. I've learned that through that question, there's great hope for continued commitment to diversity and inclusion in our future. That's an important part of who we are and want to continue. Several mentioned a hope for additional professional development or training for faculty, staff, and administrators. A theme emerged that there's strong hope, desire, and commitment to sustain our college's mission. And finally, many want for the College of Mount St. Vincent to be better known. To which I say, hashtag right place on the river. It will trend at some point. Use it in your social media, because what we're doing on this river, this right place on the river, is outstanding. The second question I asked was, what do you see as some of the most important initiatives that we should focus on in the near future? This question was allowed for people to either extend the responses from the first question or to give a clearer focus for a more immediate future. Now, given the responses from the last question, it may not surprise you that, again, nearly half of the responses focused, again, on our students and initiatives relating to offering them support for their success. But beyond those desires, people expressed a desire to ensure the success of our current programming, build new programming, or revise existing programs for students, to prioritize support for those who may be underprepared or those who may need some additional support. I also heard that people want us to keep the Mount affordable and accessible, so we need to find ways to make sure that we do that in the immediate future. Beyond the student-centered responses, colleagues felt like we should be enhancing the communication within and across divisions and departments and provide additional training, again, professional development for our colleagues and selves. There was a strong desire to prioritize increasing our brand awareness, again, hashtag right place on the river, and public understanding of the excellent and transformational learning experience that we offer here at the Mount. My third question was, what strengths do we have that we should strengthen? Beyond the things that I've, again, already shared in the first two questions, There was calling for more celebration and recognition of the phenomenal people who work here at the College of Mount St. Vincent and give tirelessly to the success of our students and the Mount. Again, thank you and congratulations on those efforts. Events like today are just one example of how we can come together to acknowledge and value the work done here. Similarly, there was a calling for strengthening internally our school spirit. I haven't quite figured out exactly what that's going to look like yet, but I think that there's great pride in what we do and who we are. From students, colleagues, and trustees, there's an expressed desire to build on the good work we're doing and continue to strengthen our connection with alums. And finally, my listening to these responses affirmed a desire to continue to strengthen our commitment to the Mount's history, mission, legacy, and connection with the sisters. My fourth question, I've got 5 questions, I'm getting there. Fourth question, I asked, stumped most of the groups, at least initially. And it didn't result in clear themes so I can give you clear analysis. But my question was, are there things that we're currently doing or ways in which we invest our resources that maybe we should discontinue? What I can share is there is a desire to discontinue stretching our resources, especially human resources, too thin. As you all know, we ask our colleagues to do much with little, and the Mount is blessed, our students are blessed, that this community comes together to serve tirelessly. So another way I would interpret this general response is that there's a desire for the college to invest in our people and our processes so that we can continue to effectively support our students. Another theme that slightly emerged was a calling for us to discontinue to being limited in our approach to educational delivery. Let me be clear, I did not hear a desire to abandon academic excellence. If anything, people wanted to affirm that even more. However, I did hear people say that we should learn lessons from the creativity and pedagogy offered during the pandemic, and for us institutionally to be open-minded to the different ways of delivering this excellent education for which the Mount is known. Finally, my last question was, if you were to use one word to describe the culture of the College of Mount St. Vincent, what would it be? I have to share with you that at a general session for the Board of Trustees, I created a word cloud, and I wish I could show you this word cloud to visually represent these sessions. And although I'm not going to show you a word cloud today, I don't have a projector to show that, I can tell you that the top 4 words that popped out from that list included family, inclusive, caring, and diversity or diverse. However, there were many other words that repeated in those listening sessions. Things like mission, united, supportive, hardworking, dynamic, friendly, welcoming, dedicated, nurturing, transformational, compassionate, opportunity, warm, cohesive. And the final word that people used that I think is so important to today is community, which is why we are here, to celebrate the members of our community. And before I hand the mic over to begin the recognition and celebration of our colleagues, I want to thank you all. Sincerely, thank you all again. Although I've only been part of this community for roughly 5.5 months, I feel privileged every day to serve as your president and look forward to carrying forward the lessons I've learned during my listening sessions and to be able to continue to thank you individually and collectively for the warm welcome, socially distanced, warm welcome that I've received in the time that I've been here at the right place on the river. Now, on to the program. Thank you all.
Good morning, everyone. It is truly a pleasure to see all of you without masks on. I've been here since November, and this is actually the first time I've got to see some of you without your mask on. You're a fabulous looking group. So, without further ado, I will read the honorees receiving awards for 5, 10, and 15 years of service, and I ask when your name is called, please come up to get your award. Jesse DeSouza. Robin Booker, Yvonne Palazzo, Daniela Dene, Erica Gillette, Alana Kavanaugh, Peter Lucy, Carmen Nickman, Felix Perez, Liz Marie Rivera, Evelyn Simpson, Nicole Vasquez, Mary Gower, Frederick Fry, Matthew LaCarati, John Muller, Charlotte Nunez, Stephanie Petro, George Bouchard, Celine Borsay, I apologize, Stephanie Roto, So now I will begin to read the names of those receiving awards for 10 years of service. Nina Abasolo, Olivia Hernandez, Father Chris Keenan, Ellen Lloyd, Andrea Mena, Sean P. Kelly, Anna Barbeau, Kevin DeBroke, Luckner Demosine, Osandy Lopez, Maria Mora, Daniel Regan, Michelle Solo, Matthew Shields, Jean Walker, and Mariella Long. And now the names of those receiving awards for 15 years of service. David Ariano, Minerva Alcantara, Brad Crownover, David Gallo, Omar Maggie, Daniel Opler, and Adam Richards.
to host this event last spring, so some of our colleagues are receiving awards that they should have been awarded last year. So Kelly Smith will recognize Tracy Harris for 20 years of service.
Congratulations to all of today's honorees. Your presence at the Mount has meant so much to all who have passed through our gates. On behalf of Student Affairs, I would like to extend a personal congratulations to Ms. Tracy Harris, who celebrated her 20 years of service in 2020. Tracy has the unique experience of being one of the first to greet you as a new student or employee at the time you arrive, and is one of the last to wish you well as you walk through the gates during your role or during graduation in her role of planning. What not everyone gets to see is the difference that Tracy makes in the time between those moments. She is a problem solver, confidant, club advisor, deliverer of tough love, and backbone of student affairs. It is for this reason I celebrate Tracy today and thank her for the service to the Mount.
Ted Kefala will recognize Robert Williams, we call him Bobby, for 20 years of service.
So, Robert Williams, known more affectionately as Bob or Bobby, is indispensable to so many people at the college for audiovisual setups, event planning, recording, streaming, media production of Mount events, instructional support of the classrooms, software procurement and installations, computer lab and art studio management, art supply. He does all the purchasing for our division, classroom assignment, TV and radio equipment, maintenance and renewal, liaison with staff in Founders Hall, and assistance to the Sisters of Charity, and I've in no way exhausted the list. So what can you say about someone who does so many things extremely well for the college? Congratulations, 20 years.
For 20 years of service.
That's what I get for sitting in the back. All right, don't worry, I'm going to be up here 3 more times after this. So, for those of you who don't know, Harry is one of our day shift custodians. Our day shift handles residence halls. You can imagine some of the things this guy has had to walk into in the morning. Harry and the rest of the team have 8 hours to undo what's been done in 16 hours by a group of college students. I will say, the students now compared to years ago are night and day in a good way, but I'm sure this man has some stories. Leading up to today, I went around and spoke with some of Harry's colleagues and supervisors to help me with this. On a personal level, Harry is described as a kind and friendly person who has a great sense of humor, known to make people laugh and go out of his way for others. On a professional level, Harry is reliable, takes ownership of his role, and truly cares about what he does. He goes above and beyond. His inviting personality makes his interactions with our Mount community always positive. On most days, aside from Biggs at the front gate, Harry is usually one of my first interactions on campus. The timing usually works out that he's carting out the trash just as I'm pulling into the parking lot, and he will always stop and either wave at me or salute me. And for the record, I don't ask my staff to salute me. Similarly, he will always say goodbye on his way out at the end of the day in the office if I'm in there. You know, it's these little interactions that make a difference in the work environment and really make Harry a pleasure to be around. If you haven't seen Harry in one of the residence halls, you may have seen him covering an event. He's constantly signing up for event coverage, responding to an emergency in one of the buildings. We're out and about with his partner in crime, Georgie Diaz, who skated out today. I know he's not here today, but I've heard our staff refer to the two of you as Batman and Robin. I'll let you guys decide who is who. So overall, I want to echo some of the remarks I've mentioned from those who work with Harry. He's a stand-up guy and model employee who has devoted 20 long and hard years of service to the Mount. I look forward to our continued work and want to thank you, Harry, for all that you do.
Katie Alexander will now recognize Daniel Rose for 20 years of service.
So it's wonderful to celebrate Dan Rude's 20 years of service today. Dan was the first person I spoke to at the Mount when I interviewed, and he convinced me that this was the place to be, the right place on the river. He served as a mentor to me my first year and did the same for other new faculty, and that support was invaluable. As I transitioned into the chair position this year, Dan was fully available to answer any questions I had, despite the fact that he was on sabbatical, and he responded to every email, went above and beyond giving me information, insight, and support. And when Dan was chair of our department, we knew we could always count on him to be fair and thoughtful. He really gives every task his full effort, and we can trust that no detail will be overlooked, whether it's administrative or his research program in social deception, and of course teaching. I know that his students appreciate his efforts long after they graduate because they say so. A recent Mountain News article featured a 2010 alumnus who specifically thanked Dan for his direction and compassion over a decade after he graduated. It's clear that Dr. Rubes makes a lasting impact. So I welcome Dan back from his sabbatical and look forward to many more years of service in our department. Congratulations and thank you to Dan.
Anthony Lee will recognize Sarah Stevenson for 20 years of service.
Hi, Dr. Sarah Stevenson began teaching as a specialist in drama in 2001. Then, she served as Dean of the Undergraduate College from 2014 to 15 and as Provost and Dean of Faculty from 2015 to 2020. She led the core revision and founded the freshman seminar program. It's a long list. She increased student retention rates. She founded and led the FYE program. She worked with campus ministry to start the Campus Day of Service, which is now the month of service. She oversaw the shift to online learning last spring, creating the online pedagogy core faculty mentoring program. And she's a trustee of the Sisters of Charity Ministry Network. She's also a spirited and brilliant professor of English. And we're thrilled to have her back teaching in the department. 20 years goes fast, but to our great fortune, in her service here, Dr. Stevenson has not wasted a single moment. Thank you, Sarah.
Erica Gillette will recognize Mary Ellen Sullivan for 20 years of service. Second Squire is going to recognize Mary Ellen Sullivan for 20 years of service.
Thank you. Good afternoon, everyone, and Mary Ellen. Okay. I just want to let you all know that our remarks, these remarks were written by the entire department, and they are directed to Mary Ellen. So as I read them, I know that you will all join in our sentiments. Congratulations on achieving your 20th anniversary at the Mount. By the way, I'm glad this is not like the Oscars, because I'm going to read this whole thing. Throughout your 20 years of service, you have consistently expressed your profound fidelity to the college and its mission. Under your leadership as a department chair for 14 years, the department has strengthened and expanded, including several new graduate programs and the founding of the first teacher education program in the United States to partner with a law school and establish the Charter High School for Law and Social Justice. Despite countless enormous challenges along the way, you carried on your duties with resilience. You are fair, wise, highly effective, respected, transparent, and objective in your interactions with colleagues and students. You have always put your students' interests first. Most of all, you helped hundreds of young students become full-fledged, certified teachers. In doing this, you not only had a positive influence on hundreds of your own students, but we know that these teachers, our Mount graduates, have had a positive influence on thousands of children, young adults, and their families. We've heard this before, but it bears repeating. Engineers build bridges and rockets. Nurses and doctors heal the sick, but teachers prepare them all. You truly demonstrate the mission of the Mount, that is, service to each other and dedication to developing whole human beings. We are very grateful, and we thank you. And we're not finished. From the desk of Sister Margaret Egan, my sincere congratulations for your 20 years of devoted service and my deepest gratitude and privilege for having served with you, trusted and dedicated colleagues. Your commitment to and deepest love for our students have been consistently evident and admirable. As your chair, how grateful I was for your flexibility, generosity, and willingness to take risks, and for your ability to keep me on my professional toes. In later years, when having you as my chair, I was strengthened by your listening ear and amazing sense of humor, and I was challenged by your insightful interrogation, me too, and encouraged by your refusal to accept anything less than the best for our students. Again, you kept me on my professional toes. You are a formidable foe in the face of anything falling short of complete dedication, professional competence, or unethical practice. All students and faculty and entire college community have been blessed to have you as teacher and colleague, but none more blessed than I. My deepest thanks and love, and may God continue to bless you and to bless all of us through you. Sister Margaret Egan, EDD, Faculty Emerita.
The following employees completed 25 years of service in 2020, achieving the distinction of the Benny Morenzi Award. Katie Alexander will recognize Stephanie Berger for 25 years of service. Stephanie can be with us today, but we're recording this and live streaming it, so we will share it with her.
Yeah, Stephanie couldn't be here, but she is watching on the live stream. So hi, Stephanie. I am thrilled to celebrate Stephanie Berger's 25 years of service today. I met Stephanie 8 years ago when I first started at the Mount, coming directly out of graduate school and my first real job. But from the beginning, Stephanie treated me as a colleague. She's always down to earth in all her interactions across the board. She never condescends, and students and colleagues alike appreciate that. She is an invaluable member of our department. Her insight is spot on. She is honest, authentic, she never sugarcoats anything, and that's part of why I continue to trust her for advice, and my colleagues and students do as well. Stephanie teaches one of our most challenging courses, Research Methods. Research Methods is not a course that students look forward to taking. It's difficult, it doesn't pique their interest like abnormal psychology. They need to pass it in order to continue on to the next course in sequence, and very few of them go on to careers in research. Still, every year in our senior assessment, students list Research Methods as one of the most useful courses they took at the Mount. They recognize the transferable skills that Dr. Berger focuses on, and they recognize how she trains them to think scientifically and how much that will help them in their professional and personal lives well beyond college. I think it really takes a gift to get students to love Research Methods, and Stephanie has what it takes. So I look forward to working alongside her for many years to come. Congratulations and thank you to Stephanie.
Ted Tafala will recognize Vince Fitzgerald for 25 years of service. Vince is also unable to join us today, but again, we hope he's joining on the live stream.
Good afternoon again. Vince is a professor of kindness, devotion, courtesy, but he's also a professor of communication of great leadership and foresight. So much foresight that he knew on completing his PhD at Rutgers that he'd be teaching at the Mount. He knew ahead of time. Well, so he told me. Vince was department chair for 8 years. He was chair of faculty, a very active chair of faculty and chair of the Senate, active member of the National Communication Association, and mentor to many students over 25 years, many of whom moved into award-winning careers in broadcasting, sports communication, political communication, and journalism. He created more than a dozen new courses, including TV and radio news writing, sports broadcasting, public policy analysis, and media programming and management. He taught our research course for as long as I can remember, 15, 20 years. His recent book, The Influence of Polls on Television News Coverage of Presidential Campaigns, concerns how television news has played an active role in determining political realities by structuring issues in public policy. Vince foregrounds his concern about the ramifications of violence in the media and the negative effects of political bias in many lectures and talks and in countless discussions with students. So we congratulate him on 25 years of service to the college, my colleague Vince Fitzgerald.
Ryan Anderson has started. He got that start this time. He's coming up to help help us recognize Liam of Richard for 25 years of service.
Go get it, Tiger.
Right, it didn't get a chance to catch my breath. I sprinted that time. All right, Liam. Where do I begin with you? 25 years. So, Liam is our carpenter and locksmith by title. However, his service to the college extends way beyond just his job title. He's also the shop steward for our facility staff union, Local 153. I'm sure there are many other people that have worked with Liam longer or closer and would have a lot more to say about him than I can. Lucky for him, they were not asked to speak to him. I was. So, when I sat down to reflect on what to say about Liam, I didn't know what direction I wanted to go in. I could go on about all the work he's done here. You know, there probably isn't a classroom, office, or dorm room that hasn't been worked on or possibly even built by Liam at some point. Or I could also mention how his heritage, his Irish background, plays a huge role in who he is as a person. I could tell you how he is a natural teacher, always looking to pass on knowledge to those around him, whether it be his colleagues, students, and even management, myself included. Or I could talk about how many stories this man has. I could bring up anything, and I can almost guarantee Liam can tie it back to some fascinating story or experience from his life. Everyone from facilities knows what I'm talking about. So the one thing I kept going back to, however, was how much Liam cares for and has fought for the staff over the years, the facility staff. That's not to say that everything was a fight, or at least it didn't have to be. But it's to say that Liam is a true advocate for all facility staff. He's always put the well-being and the rights of the staff well before anything else. Over the years, the facilities department has definitely been a roller coaster ride. Before my time, the department underwent several changes in management, companies, and leadership, dating back to when Liam started. It is important and has been key to have someone like Liam around and advocating for the staff in each change and making sure the employee-management relationship was both amicable and productive. When we brought facilities in-house and I stepped in as the director, the staff underwent yet another major change, and Liam was there every step of the way assisting with a smooth transition and acting as a liaison for both management and the staff. A role that was vital in making everything work. Ensuring the staff's needs are met and that they have a place that they're happy to come to every day, or at least don't hate, only has made my job easier and allows us as a department to best serve the college. It is for these reasons that I said your service to the college extends way beyond just your title as carpenter and locksmith. So Liam, I'm grateful for all that you've done, the conversations we've had, the assistance you provided, and the relationship we've developed that has allowed our department to become what it is today. Now, whether you plan on being here for your 30-year service award in 5 years, or plan on retiring, I want you to know that the college and I appreciate all that you've done over the years. Thank you, and congratulations on coming out.
Anthony Lee will recognize Catherine McCarthy for 25 years of service. Catherine is not able to be here with us today, but she is watching on the live stream, so many congratulations to Catherine.
Hello again. Catherine, can you hear me? All right. Dr. Catherine McCarthy Donald is being honored for 25 years. I congratulate and I thank her. She began teaching here as an adjunct in 1993 and started full-time in 1999. As many of you know, there's a certain courage that accompanies that leap into a 4-4 load at the Mount once you've taught freshman composition as an adjunct. Catherine is courageous. When she was department chair from 2011 to 2020, I watched with admiration and took very careful mental notes as she taught us all how to be a devoted teacher and scholar and how to always advocate for our students and the college and its mission. As many of you know, probably all of you know, Dr. McCarthy is self-effacing, but her compassion and her wisdom, true wisdom, are grounded and fortified in that selflessness. Now, St. Vincent is truly blessed to have her working here and serving here all of these years. Dr. McCarthy, Catherine, congratulations and thank you.
Catherine, I'll mail your Benny Morenzi medal to your home address. To make sure you get that. Ryan Anderson, he's even got more of a head start this time. Vernal, we call him Lloyd Salmon for 25 years of service. And we have Benny Morenzi.
All right, Lloyd, our second shift warrior. So Lloyd works Wednesday to Sunday on the second shift from 3 p.m. to just after 11. He carries the title of General Maintenance Technician. So what does a second shift General Maintenance Technician do? It's a mouthful. The answer is anything and everything that comes up after hours. You name it: overflowing toilet, sewer backup, lights out, no hot water, spill cleanup, fire alarms going off, water spewing out of the ground, elevator entrapments, broken windows. And those are just a few of the items I found last night when looking through our text over the course of 1 year. No lie. So he's the go-to guy for anything that comes up when most of us are home. And you know what? Lloyd's usually here by himself handling everything. That's why when he's calling or texting me, I know it can't be good. Right? However, all the calls and texts over the years have allowed me to really get to know the kind of person Lloyd is. He truly is one of the most genuine people I know at the college. You can tell from how he speaks that he really cares about what he is doing and always has the best interests of the students in college in mind. He's very eager to do the right job and goes out of his way to make sure that we, management for the most part, know what took place the night before or the weekend before. His kind and thoughtful personality is exactly what's needed when a student is freaking out because we saw a mouse in the room just before bedtime. Not that that's happened, but... So, Lloyd, in all seriousness, the college is lucky to have somebody like you on board to handle issues after hours and to be part of the team in general. I want to thank you and congratulate you for your 25 years of service and look forward to our continued work.
Ryan's going to stay here now because we're going to recognize Eddie Tarafa for 30 years of service. Good job, Ryan. Keep going, Ryan.
All right, I'll get started while Eddie's making his way up. So hopefully you guys aren't sick of me yet. Last one, I promise. So, Eddie, 30 years. So, 2 years ago at the recognition brunch, I was presenting Simon with his 25-year award and was joking about how I was 4 years old when he started working here. Well, Eddie, I was 1 year old when we started working here. So 30 years is a long time. Some may look at it as, how could you stay in one place for so long, or aren't you sick of it? And I look at it as someone who's devoted and committed to what they do. Eddie is part of the same team as Harry, like I mentioned before. Day shift custodian, working in the residence halls. So again, Eddie has also seen his fair share of craziness in the dorms. I actually learned yesterday that Eddie started out working with our maintenance team before switching to custodian. So his colleagues describe Eddie as being responsible, funny, helpful, good-spirited, and very respectful, a true team player. So I'll be the first to admit that most of our staff jobs are often not glorious. They routinely respond to less than desirable situations, are constantly being told what needs to improve, and usually don't hear all the positive feedback. So a lot of that is just the nature of facilities. It's not that the work isn't appreciated, it's just often not communicated. Quietness, no phone calls are usually our indication that we're doing a good job. Nobody's entering work orders saying, hey, great job cleaning the bathroom. But I'm not bringing this up pleading for anybody to do that. I bring this up because I want guys like Eddie, who have come to work for 30 years, devoted their time to improving our facilities, made sure the dorms were maintained, endured some of the hardships that come with the job, and never complained once about it, to know that we all recognize and appreciate the hard work he does. It is my honor to stand here and thank you for your 30 years of service to the college, Eddie.
Will come up and help us recognize Deborah Kramer for 30 years of service to the college.
Sorry about that. I should have got a head start on that wall. Okay, so I have the honor of recognizing Dr. Debbie Kramer for her Service and Excellence Award here at the college. So Debbie is an advanced clinical practice nurse who received her EDD from Teachers College back in 1990. She is a certified pediatric nurse practitioner and a family nurse practitioner. She published a case series book on pediatric primary care titled Primary Wellbeing, Case Studies for the Growing Child for Teaching Graduate Level Nursing Students. She has experience teaching online in the graduate program and in the undergraduate program. She has developed a highly successful peer mentoring program at the college, which contributed to the improvement of our NCLEX pass rates from 44% to 87%. She has published research in areas of advanced nursing education, strategies for educating diverse students, integrating alternative and complementary health practices with decreasing anxiety and stress, and helping the clinician as well as the nursing students reduce stress and burnout. Additionally, she has received some grant funding to identify the need for the ARC that we have today on campus, and her mentorship program has received quite a bit of accolade. So she, what more can I say about Dr. Kramer? She is a friend and a colleague. I truly feel blessed to work with her. She embodies what she teaches, so she engages the students in success. She does that as well for the faculty. She helps to develop critical thinking. She has student-centered strategies. She helps to hire graduate faculty members, and she was actually the only nurse practitioner on staff when we had the family nurse practitioner program begin here. She is inspiring, and our students learn through her caring theory and service about leadership. She truly embodies what she teaches. She is authentic, and she believes that patients will not necessarily remember their name or why they're there, but they certainly remember why they're being cared for by the person they're being cared for. And so, and she embodies that as well to the faculty. So she treats us the way we want to be treated and the way she presents herself. So I want to thank you for your service here, and thank you for your service.
We're also recognizing a colleague today who's been with the college for 50 years. Over the last half-century, Richard Barnett has taught our students drawing, sculpture, watercolor painting, foundations of design, printmaking, darkroom, and digital photography. He proposed and guided construction of the sculpture and ceramics annex in Maryville Hall. He's an accomplished artist, an elected member of the National Sculpture Society and of the Sculptors Guild. He's off campus today watching the live stream. Hi, Dick. So please join me in thanking and congratulating Dick for all of his years of service to the college. The winner of this year's Excellence in Teaching Award, which was won by Jennifer Hipitone. Last year's winner, David Gallo, is here as well, so please stand with him. Three of our faculty members have been awarded semester-long sabbaticals for the next academic year. Congratulations to Michelle Scolo, David Aliano, please stand, and Katie Alexander, please stand. Congratulations, Michelle. Before Sister Carol leads us in our concluding the white and gold, accompanied by Linnell, because that's tradition, coming up Linnell, we want to extend all of our best wishes and congratulations to two of our colleagues who are retiring. I already mentioned Richard Barnett, and I want to acknowledge also Enrico Giordano is here. Please stand in the show. Wishes in the world, and much thanks for everything both of you have done for all of our students at the college. Thanks to everyone. Right now I'm going to hand it over to Sister Carol. We haven't done this together in so long. We're going to sing the white and gold, so get ready to wave. And we're going to hand it over to Sister. Thank you so much, and Lynette.
Would you all stand and join us, please? The words are on the back of your program. Sing my praise. Golden white, be praised. And